there everyone, thank you for coming back. So today we're going to go on a tour of this Moroccan mansion, and this is another episode of the adventures of Todd and Margot and their billionaire boss. So we're going to go through the tour, but David the billionaire was sitting there in his office downtown in his penthouse, and he was reading the news, and he came across an article about a famous artist. The artist's name is Amir Alami. He's a famous Moroccan artist. It says the artist, known as Amir, passed away at his home on Friday with his daughter at his side. Known for his beautiful paintings, millions of prints of them have been sold worldwide. His daughter Laila will be offering some of his original works by private tour only at their home. And then it goes on just to talk about what a good man he is and will be sadly missed. So David definitely is interested in owning some of these original works. So he immediately calls Todd and Margot to make the travel arrangements to fly to Morocco so that he can make his appointment that he's made with Laila to look at some of these and offer a price. So now they've arrived and they're standing out front getting greeted, and Laila offers to take them on a tour of the house, and she wanted to show them the exterior first. It's absolutely beautiful. There are so many windows. There are two pools there in the front yard, and the shape of it is just gorgeous. And the purple roof, to me, really sets it off as well. You have lots of browns and golds there, and just a beautiful shape to a home. It is 3 levels, as you can see. There is no basement. And now we'll take a closer look and go through it just as if Laila was showing us the house herself. Over here to the left is sort of an indoor-outdoor room where one could bring company and relax, especially in the evenings. It's adjacent to the pool. There are some couches here and some tables with a tea set on it. There's a fireplace there in the corner and one of those bubble blowers there in the corner as well. There's a door that also leads you into the kitchen, and this side over here takes you out to the pool area. And then coming back across the front yard where the pools are and the front door and the front gate, on the other side of that is the garage. So you can see Layla's car here. There is also a door that takes you into a bathroom and laundry room area. There's a keypad there for security. There's a vacuum there and a trash can. And now we'll have another look at the front exterior here. I think it's just beautiful with the 2 pools and the sidewalk and entryway up the middle. And next we'll go have a look at the inside. So you come in the front door here and you come into this entryway that has that beautiful new staircase and 2 lights hanging on either side of it. You can go right or left here, but we'll look at it from the other side. It's just a door and a coat rack, very simple, with that beautiful rug there in front of the door. First, we'll take a look at the living area. I really love the colors in here. I love the reds. You can see it's all brought out together with the walls, the 2 stools there on either side of the home theater system, with the rug there in the middle where the couch is. You have the fireplace in the corner and one of those pots there where there's a window that looks into the entryway. And then through here is a little room to relax in. So you have a set of the lamps there on one side. And then on the other side, I can't remember what this is called, but I think it's like incense. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. That then over here on the coffee table also is some incense. And I just think this was such a beautiful addition to the update. And then you have some of the new pretty artwork there on the wall as well. So a rather large living room, and I'm really happy with how the furniture's placed in there. And then connecting to that garage that you just saw is the laundry room. So you have the coat rack on one side, the other side you have the washer and dryer and a sink. And then back here is the half bath for the downstairs. So that's this side of the house. It is a rather large house. So you have this side over here with the garage, the laundry, bathroom, and living area. And then over here to the left of the entryway, you walk into the dining room. And I really love how this looks. I love how you have the corner pieces for the tables here and those beautiful benches to sit at. There are some lamps placed there on the corners just to give it a little something extra and then there's a big door there that leads you out the back of the house. And then toward the front of the house is another room to just sit and relax in, where you see the lamp sitting there on the table with a nice glow. I think those lamps are just beautiful. So you come through either doorway here into the kitchen, where, as you can see, you have the beautiful new kitchen cabinets and countertops that were available in the online pack. There are some bar stools from the coffee shop update, some jars there in a shelf on the wall, and I really think the red appliances and the red rug bring the red in from the dining room. And then over here is the little corner where the fridge is placed. And then also you can come through this doorway into a pantry where you have a small wine fridge and some pantry shelves. So that's the kitchen there. And of course that also leads out to that room that you saw first, the room that is the indoor-outdoor living area. Another option for this room would be to make it an outdoor dining area, so you could always do that. So that is the first floor of this massive house, and I'm just giving you an overview before we go up to the second floor. Lots and lots of rooms in this house, and I can't wait to get into the story with you that involves the third floor. So let's go on up and take a look at the second floor. You pop up onto a landing where you immediately see a beautiful window, and I've placed one of the gold pieces of artwork on the wall. You can go down a hallway this way to some bedrooms, some guest bedrooms. Right here is just the landing itself, where there's a decorative table with a clock and a phone on it, and another piece of the gold artwork over there, and that beautiful blue and cream colored rug. And then over here is a doorway that is the start of the massive master suite. So this is Laila's room, or I should say many rooms. She has a reading area and office here. So she has her desk there by the window, all done in reds and very beautiful. And then there's a curtain doorway that leads you into the master living area. So there's a corner TV over there and one of those pretty pots. There's a little sectional and a table with some books. And I'm really loving the carpeting here too. I think it's absolutely beautiful, especially with that pale blue on the walls. And then next you come into the master closet that just has a couple of the armoires in it. You come through a double door here into the master ensuite bath, where you have the sink with the two light fixtures on either side, the tub over here with a towel rack on either side of it, and the toilet and the golden toilet paper holder. And then you have a separate shower room here with the black tiled double shower. So you go through another curtain doorway here, and this takes you into the actual master bedroom, where you have that burgundy bed that matches the couch in the bay window there perfectly. And it also goes with the burgundies in the flooring. There's a dresser there with some incense on it and yet another fireplace. So there are a lot of fireplaces in this home. So that is the massive master suite. It takes up this whole side of the second floor. And if you look at it and the size of it, it could actually make a small home all on its own. It really could on a small lot. If you took the floor plan just from the master suite, you could make a cute little house out of it by itself on a small lot. So coming back through the staircase area, we're going to come into some of the guest rooms. And this small guest room here is actually the one that has been assigned to Todd and Margot. And they are sort of used to having something a little bit more than this. It's very small, it's very plain, there's no TV, and Margot isn't very pleased with her accommodations this time around. Here is another room. It is the room that takes you up to the third floor. But as Laila is bringing them on the tour, she tells them absolutely no one is allowed on the third floor unless they are with her. And she makes that very clear at least 3 times. So there's a little hallway that kind of snakes around this way, and that takes you into David's guest room, which is just a little nicer than Todd and Margot's, definitely. It has the bay window there. It has the gray bed and a dresser with some incense and also a walk-in closet. Neither guest room has an ensuite bath. They have to share this bathroom here. I think it's a very nice three-part bathroom. In this room here, you have the vanity and the tub with the towel rack. And then you come through the doorway here, and you have a separate room just for the shower. And then you also have a tiny room there for the toilet. So that's how the whole second floor is set up. And I'll give you an overview of it here. And if you didn't want to do the third floor and you wanted to use this floor plan, it's actually beautiful as just a 2-story mansion. So keep that in mind as well. But as for the third story of this home, that has a story of its own. So we're going to get into that. David, the billionaire, was talking to Laila about the paintings of her father, who has, of course, passed away. And Todd and Margot are doing their usual thing. You know, when they go on these trips with their boss, they just try to enjoy themselves and have fun. And if you remember from the last video, Margot really loves the bubble machine. So, while they're out having fun near the pool, Laila brings David upstairs to the third floor, just to the landing part, and she explains to him that the area that she has located the paintings that he's interested in is through the doorway with the keypad. So as he's sort of taking some notes about the paintings that he's interested in, you can see Laila here dreaming away about the millions of dollars that she is getting ready to receive from David for these paintings. You can just see the look on her face and the greed. So David is sitting here still trying to come up with prices and offers. He wants all 4 of the paintings. So they discuss it further and he agrees on a price with her, and she is more than willing to take that price. It actually was a lot more than she thought it was going to be. So she explains to David that he can have the paintings for those prices, and they make a deal. Meanwhile, you can see Margot out here in the pool having a swim, and she's really enjoying herself. And here comes Todd. He wanted to take a swim as well. And even though they are having a very good time outside, from time to time they'll be whispering to each other about the mystery of the third floor, because they're both a little bit nosy and curious about what could be up there that's so important. But they continue to have fun, and evening starts to come along. David prefers to eat alone. He wanted to do some more thinking about the paintings, and you can see here Margot gets changed into her pajamas and Todd's taking a shower, but she got bored, so she decided to go downstairs and, of course, blow some more bubbles. Meanwhile, you'll see David and Laila kind of laid out on the couch there. I guess they fell asleep watching a movie. Margot is just getting more and more into those bubbles. Plus, she had gotten an awful lot of sun that day. So you can see how much she's really enjoying these bubbles. And I think maybe she had a little too many, just like she did on her last trip. So she decides to come inside, and as you can see, it's really gotten late. She comes up the stairs, and she's meaning to go to their room. But being in the condition that she's in, she actually gets confused. Plus, she is in a new home. So instead of going on down the hallway and keep going, she got confused, came back around, and ended up at the bottom of the steps that take you to the third floor. Well, her curiosity and her mental condition at the time got the better of her, so she decided, what the heck, I'm going to go up to the third floor, and I'm going to see what's up here. Well, of course, the room that has the paintings over there has a keypad on it, and I'm sure that Laila never dreamed that Margot would dare come up here after she had ordered her not to. So she had free reign up here, so she just starts taking her own little tour. First, she comes into a little sitting area and library, and she thought, wow, it's really nice up here. Why do we get such a crappy room downstairs? So she starts to get a little bit irritated and a little bit more curious. So she goes on through. There's a hallway over here. Now, keep in mind, this is directly over where she and Todd and David are staying. There's a bedroom over here that is much nicer than theirs, and she's thinking, why didn't Laila put Todd and I in here? This makes no sense. Why did she put us in that crappy little room? But it is a beautiful room. It's all done in gold and white, and she really likes it in there. And then across the hallway from that is a very nice bathroom. This bathroom has a much bigger shower, it has a much bigger tub, and it has a nice vanity. So she's feeling a little irritated because she feels like the accommodations that she was given just weren't up to par when you consider what the third floor of this house looks like. There's even a little private toilet room over here. So that's what this side of the third floor looks like. So that made her even more curious, and she wanted to see what the other side of the third floor looks like. And while standing in the bathroom, she noticed there's also a door out there on the landing that has a keypad. She wonders what's in there, but that door is locked. She cannot get in. But remember, that's the little museum that Laila had set up for David with some of her father's paintings. So she couldn't get in that door, but she comes back through the reading area. That door has a keypad, but that door is not locked. She thinks. Where am I? So she walks into this little living room area, which is really cute. It's done in blue and it has a nice big TV. Comes through another door and she comes into a kitchen. Just a tiny little kitchen with an eating area, small fridge, and a stove and a sink. All the while wondering why this was so mysterious and they were ordered to stay out of it when it would have made perfect accommodations as opposed to the, again, crappy little room they were given to stay in. She was starting to wonder what the big deal was. So she came down this hallway here, and there are a couple of curtained doorways. She goes into one of them and discovers a very beautiful bathroom that even has a mud bath in it. One of the large showers, a private toilet room, and she just really loves it in there. So she's wondering, okay, there has to be a bedroom around here somewhere. And she comes across the hall, comes to another curtained doorway, and stops because she hears snoring. And she starts to listen and she thinks, well, David and Laila are downstairs in the living room. Todd's in the shower. Who's snoring in there? She really wasn't quite sure what to do. She kind of wanted to leave, but then again, she kind of wanted to see who was in there. So she very quietly went into the room, and what does she see? She sees an old man sleeping, and she can see his face, and it matches the news story that she saw about Amir, the artist. And she realizes Amir is in there. Amir is alive, and he's sleeping. So she immediately wakes him up and explains everything to him and why she's there. And he lets her know that he has been locked up here on the third floor, on this side of the third floor, for at least a month with no phone and no way to get a hold of anyone. And good luck getting out because the door is locked from the outside, which is why there is a keypad on the outside of that door. So he lets her know that now they're both stuck in there. But little did he know that Margot has her Apple Watch on, so she decided that she would call her boss, David, down in the living room from her Apple Watch. So she does that, wakes him up, and he immediately comes upstairs and unlocks the door because, of course, you can get in, you just can't get out. Luckily, Margot had explained that on the phone, so he blocked the door and left it open so they could all eventually get out. But he further explains what had been going on with Laila that day, and Amir is furious. Amir is so mad that his own daughter would fake his death for monetary gain, sell his own paintings that he cherishes, and he just wants to go down there and strangle her. She's still asleep on the couch. David catches up with him and says, play it cool, go back upstairs and relax. I'm going to call the police. Meanwhile, Margot goes down and fills Todd in on what is happening, and he is in just disbelief. He can't believe what has happened upstairs on the third floor. And the police, after having spoken with David, who is respected around the world, pulled right into the front of the mansion, walked into the living room, and handcuffed Laila. And the next thing you see is her sitting in the police car. You all know every time I try to do these, I laugh at myself. But there is Laila being hauled off to jail. So no more of her holding her dad prisoner for money. The only prisoner now is Laila. And after having basically saved Amir's life, out of the goodness of his heart, he gave each of them, Todd, Margot, and David, one of his original paintings for their very own. So that is the story of the Moroccan menace and how she was arrested. I hope you enjoyed the story and the tour of this mansion. Remember, the grid will be at the end of the video if you're interested in building the house or just parts of it or using some design ideas. Again, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button or leave me a comment. I really would appreciate it. I hope you guys are doing well. I appreciate you more than you know. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.